Okay, it says we're streaming. So we'll just wait a few moments. I'm just going to pull it up and see that it's working on the other end. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're live. So I'm just going to open that up. So we'll just wait a few moments. It says we're streaming. Yep. So we'll just wait a few moments. I'm just going to pull it. There we go. Wonderful. So yeah, we'll just wait a few moments, allow people to join us. I'm here today with Maria Jones of Yuva. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yuva Yoga. Yuva Yoga. Maria is the founder of Yuva Yoga. Yuva Yoga.
It means young. In fact, there is a place in Turkey called that, although I'm originally from Greece. But because the name means young, it means when I first started doing kids, and I knew I was going to do adults at some point, I didn't want to be kid specific. So I had to find something that represents the two aspects of what I was doing.
I love that. I didn't know that. That's so cool. That's so cool. Brilliant. Thank you for telling us that. That's amazing. Right, so who's here with us? I can see we have a few people here already. Who is here? Say hello. Say hello. I'm with Maria Jones. Maria is a graduate of the Profitable Yoga Teacher, and Maria is going to be sharing her journey inside the program and her journey as a business owner, and share with you all of the incredible things that she's been doing in her business and the successes and the massive wins that she's had so far. So if you are here with us, say hello, give Maria some love, and yeah, we'll begin. So Maria, let's start then just by really getting to know a little bit about you. Share with us your journey to as a yoga teacher and as a business owner. How has that looked for you over the years?
The first course I completed and I started teaching yoga was back in 2016. It was kids yoga, and I started teaching kids yoga immediately after, while I completed training in adults yoga. And in 2017, by 2018, I had completed my almost 400 hours in training at that point in time, 200-hour trainings. One was in one-to-one yoga, and the other one was just a hatha equivalent of yoga, I guess. So that went very well, and I just simply enjoyed all the training. And of course, I was working, doing classes in schools, in gyms. I didn't have my own independent classes, just generally going around because I was already a fitness instructor. So it was much easier for me to just add yoga on to my accolades, shall we say. So I was doing quite a lot of classes. And in 2019, towards the end of my 300-hour teacher training in adapted yoga, I decided that I had enough running around from place to place to deliver classes. And I joined your 5-day challenge of the Profitable Yoga Teacher. That was October. Actually, it was the October break of the schools here in Scotland. And I took action even on the challenge straight away. I started building a little community around me. I started taking action on the things that you were telling us on the challenge itself, and I saw a transformation. So already was very convinced that I was going to take the course, and I did. And within, I don't know, weeks, I guess, not days, I wouldn't say days, but within weeks, we had a workshop booked in Coventry, and it was fully booked by December. So we listed in November and it was fully booked by December. That was a collaboration with my friend Julia. And then it continued on like that. I did another one in Edinburgh, and basically what was happening was that I gained a little bit of momentum simply by taking action, even if in a way at the time I didn't know what I was doing. But organically, it was nice to have a group. It was nice to have the support of people. It was nice to basically leverage on the collaborations and to create a fully booked workshop again on the 21st of March. And we know what happens then, don't we? So that workshop had to go online. And of course it did. with your guidance again, it went online very quickly in 1 week. I mean, the Profitable Yoga Teacher had all the tools we needed to take something online. It's just that COVID had pushed me in the right direction. And I had my first live training online. My audience is yoga teachers, and I basically teach them how to deliver chair yoga classes, how to design and deliver chair yoga classes. And that was basically the workshop, a full day workshop. So instead of just classes, I just went right to the deep end. Let's deliver a full day workshop. It went well. It was good. Fully booked again. And from then on, everything started expanding organically, not in terms of the audience. Well, that also grew organically. I didn't have that much ad spend, I must admit, but it grew organically, and it went from the live course. It provided the material for the self-paced courses on Teachable. And from then on, it was just a case of trying different marketing strategies to get the results I guess I'm getting right now. But yeah, it's a learning journey, and it was what I'm trying to say is that in a stepwise manner. And I always take an action, even if it felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I just had to do it, because if you don't do it, you don't know what's going to happen. So you have no one else to blame but yourself. You just have to take action.
Yeah, and you definitely did. I mean, you know, just kind of going through that little journey inside the program from like the end of 2019 when you joined to when COVID hit, like straight away you were seeing an impact because you had been taking action, like you'd been learning the strategies, you saw an impact on your actual in-person workshops. They started to fill up. And that was a result of you know, using the strategies to actually grow your community and to start moving people into your offerings. Then, of course, you know, everything did start to go online anyway. And, you know, you being in the program at that point, you were in a perfect position because you had all those tools there to really then transition all of your offerings online as well.
It wasn't just the tools, it was the support. We were getting great support from you because there were other things that were not added on. We were supported by taking our system online, equipment. You were constantly there. You were constantly answering questions. You were constantly, the weekly calls were really useful. So there was no part in this process that I ever felt alone or unsupported. And that's a really big win inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher, having maybe an accountability partner, and maybe the accountability partner doesn't actually know the answer, but just, you know, when somebody holds space for you to have a rant, because in business, and I know that some people will only realize it later, in business, you're by yourself. It doesn't mean that your husband doesn't love you or doesn't understand you, but they definitely don't understand the business aspects of you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, as teachers and as business owners, we are doing it on our own, but we don't have to be on our own. You know, there's community, like this community here in this group. And when you start to surround yourself with people who are actually going through that same process with you, like that can really kind of just catapult everything for you. You know, it's like getting that support, as you said, it's not just about the strategies. But yeah, so I think, you know, by that point then, you know, you were getting your ideas together. Well, you'd had all those experiences of, you know, running the course in person and then bringing the workshop online. And of course, that then started to create the building blocks for your actual online course, which is your chair yoga online course. So tell us about the process that you went through, how you validated it, what you actually did to start to craft it into, you know, take it from the workshop to craft it into something that was bigger.
Well, first of all, when you run an online course, you may appear to have a little bit more time than you would if you were in the in-person format, especially when people come back from breaks. It's quite funny, actually. When you're in a live workshop, it takes like 5-10 minutes to gather them up. There's none of that on Zoom, and you can mute anyone, just get on with it. But that was one. And so I found out that I could actually deliver more of my knowledge online than I did in the in-person format, and that the different ways that people consume material and education, the different ways that people learn, can easily be accommodated on the online format. In fact, at this stage in time, I believe that doing courses in person shortchange you. And I'm not saying because I am selling a course online, it's because I have experienced it as a yoga teacher attending online trainings. And the fact that you have the ability to go back and replay and rewind is an important benefit. Plus, so you can deliver a lot more. That's one. You can incorporate a lot of the different learning techniques that people have. Some people are visual, some people learn with movement, some people learn by reading things or just listening. All of those things can easily be incorporated in the online format, while it isn't always possible to do that in the in-person formats. So there are great advantages of doing that and incorporating it into that. So I don't know, this is not part of the validation, but the validation comes when you create an offering and you're able to create a freebie that is relevant to your offering, and then you have maybe a lot of signups, like 200 signups by just being you. Well, we know that leads and signups cost money, so if it didn't cost me anything to get 200 people on my mail list, then I guess it's a good offering. So, and the feedback that you get from the students, the reviews, that's all part of it, because you have to learn what you do right and what you do wrong with every time you deliver the course. And if it isn't out there, if your course is not out there, you'll never find out. So that's a big part of it. And of course, big part that people learn in many different ways. So I could accommodate all the different styles and therefore, I guess, get better results. So better validation for the course.
Yeah, amazing. And so at what point did you feel then you were kind of ready to launch it, and what did that launch process look like for you?
The launch process looked like a webinar and a discounted offer into the course. It was also a case of taking all the previous hot leads, people that had requested about online courses or courses in other locations from before, emailing them. It had to basically be a very much an email process. So I gave my email list a really big focus while I was creating content, not as, I mean, now I'm giving social media a little bit more of idea, but I put all my efforts into making sure that people knew what I was doing, because my mail list started at about 300 from the people that were coming to classes, I guess, and workshops. And it's now, there is over 1,200 active, but there is about 1,400 there, you know, active and non-active that have that, you know, there's a gap of people that unsubscribe, but there are a lot of people that jump on and off anyway of mail lists. So what I'm trying to say is that I gave my mail list my biggest attention for the simple reason that my mail system was the thing that was doing most of the work for me. It was delivering the promotional material. It was delivering the course, I guess, in a way, all the confirmation and all the sorts of things. And it was doing the jobs that it was basically the glue that held everything together. So for me, it was really important to put a lot of energy into integrating all the systems into my email system. And I absolutely love that, because now my hands are free. There is a launch happening in the background with a sequence of emails that goes down on a daily basis, reminders for the webinars and things like that, that are completely integrated and leave me time to do this with you, or maybe go as a guest on a different podcast and promote something else that I'm doing. You get the drift, basically. So yeah, get the basics right. And that's what I wanted to do. And the basics is your email list. Get a good freebie, which is related to your offering, and start growing your mail list, because you have no control of what Facebook shows to people unless you pay Facebook. And having an email system is only, I don't know, £45 a month, whatever that is. Ads cost significantly more than that. Thousands sometimes.
This is it, you know, and I think that's probably for new students that come into the program, one of the biggest lessons that you get early on is build your email list, you know, because instinctively we want to spend all of our time on Instagram or on Facebook, or that's where we think we should be spending our time, when in actual fact, you know, the money is in the list, right? You know, it's like if you spend time sharing, you know, valuable freebies that are niche specific, that are really kind of wanted and needed by your target audience, by your ideal student, and you bring people onto your email list, you have that opportunity then to really nurture those relationships and to show people what you're about and how you can help them. And that's the main thing, you know, that's how you're constantly providing value. When you can do that, you're setting up a system, right? So you started to talk about this, the automated system that allows you to have these email sequences going out, which is building that relationship, so you can have the time to be, you know, going live on Instagram or doing these other things that are really going to help you to increase your exposure and your visibility, or to be working with partners, doing all of these things. And so
yeah,
you know,
focus on building your funnel. And I'm not just meaning a click funnel, although I went in that direction for a while and it was quite rewarding. But what I'm trying to say is focus on building your funnel, your freebie, get to know, you know, the people that are staying in that and get to know you, build those relationships, trust, like, etc., etc. All that can happen in an email system. And when that is in place, then you can start feeding into that through the social media. But that is the foundation of it. Build your funnel. However you do it, build it. And that's where your energy should be going at the very beginning of it, because there is no point in spending energy to get people on Instagram and on Facebook, etc., if you have nowhere to take them to. That's your client journey. So when that penny dropped, when actually I was working with ClickFunnels under, and I was pretty much at the end of the Profitable Yoga Teacher, sorry to say that, but I had loads of the results, and it was when the penny dropped and I thought, oh, I don't have to do this again. The emails are there. I just have to put them in the right order. So when I was doing ClickFunnels, when I went in that direction, I figured out that it matters to get their email list and have an abandoned cart sequence. It matters that I have to nurture them after. Some of them will upsell even if they don't buy straight away. I have to show up for them on an email. So when I did my big launch, it was ClickFunnels again at the time, where the sales pages were in October, and that was my biggest one. I sent 18 emails in 12 days.
Let's just stop there for 1 minute. Let's just explain what ClickFunnels is,
Sorry.
because there's people here that don't understand what ClickFunnels is. So ClickFunnels is a way for you to it's a way for you to build out a funnel, says what it is really. But it's essentially like a sales page that would then take you onto like an upsell and so on, and take the payment. So it's a way for you to have a system that shows what you're selling and to move people through that and to take that payment from people. So other things that you might use lead pages is another kind of sales page builder. You might use a page on a website, you know, you might use Teachable, sales
Teachable
page.
has got it now on the Pro plan. They have got upsells on the thank you page. So yeah, it works out really great. It doesn't have to be ClickFunnels. The advantage with those type of sales pages or landing pages is that they have an order bump, and that can easily be a bump on the money that you're earning, even if the offer on the order bump is just £5. Some of those things start small, and they really pay for your ads, because you are pitching to cold audience when you're putting ads in. So they pay for your ads quite from the small offer that somebody's going to pay for £7 or £37. They basically pay for your ads, and then you actually make money from the upsells, the people that will stay in the funnel and they will trust you with your course, basically, in my case. So that was really good. It paid for the ads. I suspended ads account later, which got reactivated a few weeks later. But it was quite funny to be in that place and to just grit my teeth and carry on, because not everything works all the time. That's what I'm trying to say.
this is part of it, isn't it? You know, it's trying things out. And I think, you know, you definitely went through the program and just threw yourself into the learning and the taking action and the implementation. And I think that just going through that, I then started to see you doing these other things, and you really just grabbed it. So like getting into ClickFunnels and trying these other things out, which is amazing to see. It really is. You know, it's like, tell us about some of your actual wins, you know, in terms of like the numbers, how many people went through your course last year, and so on.
My first win, and what felt like a really big win, was to have a fully booked workshop in Coventry. And that was £120 per head for 22 people, of which I gave 20% of the profit away to the person that was facilitating it. So affiliating, when you're doing affiliates, you will probably give some away. Anything between 20 and 50% is absolutely acceptable from what I have heard and what I do. I give 20%. So we had that partnership, and after taking expenses out, Julia took 20% of that and I kept the rest, which was great. So that was the first one in the Profitable Yoga Teacher, in the in-person. Now the second part was when you have a second in-person workshop, and I made about, clear in my hands at that point in time with Julia, I made about £1,300 in just one day's work. So of course there is the prerequisites of it, but that's the kind of thing, what you're building to, that you're going to be showing up in a workshop and getting paid at least £1,000 for just showing up. So that was one. The second one was the March workshop in Edinburgh. Nobody cancelled. So from the 20 people plus that were booked in, we moved online, and nobody cancelled. Not only that, that workshop created 2 different dates, because not everybody was ready to go online on the 21st of March, on the same week that I guess the lockdown was announced, 2 days later, or the social distancing part. So I had another one on the 2nd of May, and that was fully booked too, with 25 people on each one of those. And then we go again to launching the course. So 25, so you have £2,000 per launch on those sorts of things in terms of profit. And then you have I had another £2,000 launching my course. So that wasn't that many people, but again, you have 14 people enrolling for £200 each. And that's great, because month in, month out, it starts, as you can see, starts going up. Yeah. And then I started playing with ClickFunnels, and I made £2,000 in 1 week being on holiday. So that was awesome. But that was when the penny really dropped. I did not have to be there. My email system was doing the job. The emails were there. I had time either for me or to show up on social media to grow other parts of my business again. So that went really well.
But what's important to say with that is that it's not just a case of having the system there. The other part that you got really right was you got your message right, you got your offer right, and you knew who you were targeting.
And I had a group. I didn't just go out to cold audience. Those £2,000 in 1 week didn't go out on cold audience. I had created a group. I showed up 3 times online in the live format. Because doing those mini trainings online and getting to know your audience while you do this, and communicating and sliding into their DMs, as they say, and really connecting on a personal level with them is a very quick way to warm your audience. And therefore, the people, before they spend money with you, they have to like you, trust you, and there's another one on that, but they have to like you and trust you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you have to have those 3 things in there, or they're not going to do it. And the only way to do it is to show up. They have to get to know you, really know you. And if they don't know you, how are they going to like you? And then the third one is trust you. But you build trust by building authority, the social proof, building your community. So that group where the launch happened, I thought it was going to be a pop-up group, but it's now 1,200 people later, the yoga in the classroom. Grew, and it created a community, and it created the platform for a podcast to exist, and the communities to be part of that as well. So try and be of service, try and show up, show up, be of service, and take action is the three things that I really did on that. And even if I was on holiday when I pressed publish on that funnel, the pre-work was already done, shall we say. It was exactly the time when the penny really dropped. I was like, oh, so it's not the ClickFunnels actually that made me the money, because the same amount of work goes whether you're launching a small offer or whether you're launching a big offer. And let's that be clear. I much now prefer to have them straight into the big offering. So that was something you said. Sorry. And you have to take maybe the wrong term or a detour before you find all those things out. So that was the main one. And I really, it was a very good journey to learn that I have to have my systems in place for me to be able to show up effectively for my community, so that I can be of service, so that those people can like me, know me, like me, and trust me to be in my community. I'm not trying to con anyone of anything. I am offering deep knowledge, personal knowledge, knowledge that I gained from university, my teacher trainings, my experience, deeply offering it out there. You wouldn't do that if you didn't love what you do, if you didn't want to be of service, if you didn't want to do those things. And there is a part that I really enjoy in the marketing aspect of this as well. And you have to like it. You have to make it part of your daily routine. Enjoy it.
Make it fun.
Yeah, make it fun for you. Make it part of your life. It is what you're offering. You're offering part of yourself to your students. And for that reason, make it part of yourself as well, the marketing part of it, so that you can be known and liked and trusted. So yeah, that's important.
Well, you've definitely become a marketer.
Sorry, no, I don't.
Yeah, you put the marketing hat on in your business, like 110%. It's there. It's firmly on. That crown is on.
So after that, I did more and more of that. So in October, I had the biggest win. So that was £2,000 in September. So as you can see, it goes, and I was doing the classes. And then in October, I launched again. I thought I'm going to do, you also realize that if I had an evergreen funnel and if I didn't show up live, or if I didn't do the training live, because people don't always want to commit into self-paced programs, things tanked. Sorry to say that. So I found out that things sometimes did not work. And therefore, it was much better for me to put another live date in and try maybe a different format. So I did that, and that brought me £5,000 of another launch, 15 people, £200 plus whatever there was. So that's £3,000 from the people that enrolled on the course. And then £2,000 came from small offerings and some other bits and bobs, basically, which were on the funnel. And that was really, really good, because it made me realize that I need to show up for my business live. They come for me. They don't come specifically for what is inside the course. They can probably find what is inside the course somewhere else. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but people will come for you. And that's the important aspect of it. And so that went very well, £5,000. And then I had a very nice Christmas in December, and I picked up the pace again. January was a little bit quiet, but I still made £1,200 from the people that enrolled on, I think it was 130 something pounds offering for just a 6-hour course. So yeah, I'm doing well. So at this stage, I went from delivering classes and earning £2,000 a month from that to not delivering any classes. I've only got 2 classes a week for the MS Society in Scotland. To not really delivering any classes, from 20 to 2, but still making exactly the same amount of money. So consistently now making £2,000 a month.
Amazing. And so what does the future look like? What are your plans to scale this now, using everything that you've learned? To have bigger launches, because you deserve it. You put so much work into everything. So now it's about you using all of that and scaling it now to the next level? What does
It's
this look like?
coming now to the point where I think maybe I hit a bit of a ceiling on the organic kind of growth. I don't want to think like that. There is a lot more out there, but I need to put money into ads and be brave about that, because as I found out, there is a correlation on how many new people you're bringing in to how many will sign up to the course. And for me, that's 7%, which is massive conversion rate.
Amazing. That's amazing. That conversion rate is incredible. You know,
you have
on average,
7%. So if I want to have 25 people on my course, I need to enroll 380 people into the funnel.
Yep.
And then at an average of maybe £1 a lead, if you're lucky, that would be £380 in ads. But if you know you're going to make £5,000 at the end of it, wouldn't you spend £300, £400 on it? You would. Absolutely, you would. So just do it.
Love it. I love it. So
the penny drops throughout the top. The whole penny drop. Oh, I have to show up. Oh, I have to build a community. Oh, I have to. So the whole year from November to November was lots of penny drops. And then suddenly everything has come together at this stage where there is an automation for a freebie running 8 emails, and it tells them that it is 1 of 8, 2 of 8, blah, blah, blah. They get invited to a live webinar. And then from there, after interacting with them, doing a little bit of promotion and sales on the webinar, you then just see what happens. But you do it all from a really deep place, in the sense that you're just trying to demonstrate that you are the right fit. You're not doing them because there is no. Recently, and I have a meeting with you on Thursday actually about that. Recently, I was asked to build a funnel for somebody else, and they asked me to put a price on it. I have no idea. How do you price something you completely love doing? It's a labor of love. The connection you make with those people, you care about those people that come into your classes, that come into your courses. You truly care. You want to see them do well. And how do you put a price to do that for somebody else? I have no idea. That's why I'm having the meeting. But what I'm trying to say is that, how do you put a price on something that you love doing so much? You love being of service, basically, and marketing gives you that opportunity.
The other thing that you've done really well, Maria, is, creating your network and, building relationships. And so that's obviously another huge opportunity for you, as well as the ad side of things, but also to have more organic growth and build your network. Talk to us about Yoga Alliance and what you've been doing with them, Yoga Alliance UK.
I pitched myself and said, is there any chance of maybe having a chat to you about chair yoga and creating something about that? So Melissa said, oh, why don't we do an interview? And I also left a really nice, it wasn't the intention. I just believe that there are certain organizations that are very inclusive in yoga, and Yoga Alliance is one of them, because it doesn't matter what your background is. And having a higgledy-pickledy type of background on my training, from kids to chair to adapted to, all those different styles and restorative and other things that I did, recognize was a very important part. While other organizations maybe want you to be from a certain lineage, or they may want you to do certain other things. So feeling appreciated for having a degree in health sciences, for doing those things, was an important part. So I wanted to say thank you, and I went and left a lovely review, and that kind of started a conversation with them. And I came on, and that was featured on their website, and therefore it required an interview, I guess, to go with it. That interview went out in April, and that was really good, in Yoga Magazine. And recently I then went back and said, look, I want to do something for you. How about I give you my freebie? And the freebie is now listed on their Training Academy website as a 3-part chair-based yoga training. And we introduced them to the course in 3 parts, because there are 3 chapters in my self-paced course. And I guess the live is like that as well. And a tiny bit from each one. And then people then come and they say hello and they enroll. And it is like they're already in your funnel, even if they are in somebody else's, shall we say, funnel to start with. So that was working very well. And partnership also work when it comes to work, like delivering classes. The online platforms have allowed us to connect with people across Scotland on a local basis to start with. We've basically, in the MS Society Aberdeen, we replicated the exercise and yoga timetable to an online version of it. And that done very well. And it reached people, not just across Scotland, but across the United Kingdom, which is where I draw the attention from one of the coordinators of the Wellbeing Hub in MS Society Scotland. And now I deliver classes for them on a national level. So that was another collaboration that went well, but it went well in a very organic manner, in a way that I show up, I do my best, and I guess hope for the best. That's not a real strategy, but I guess it worked well because we were only trying to be of service to them, to our community. It was something that was truly needed. So if you ever feel that, why the hell do I bother? Just think that you will be depriving the love and the care, your love and care, that somebody that truly needs that. There are people that are so caught up in the way their voice sounds or the way they look on camera. Please don't. Somebody needs you out there. Somebody really needs you out there. And that's exactly how the MS Society thing grew. We did it and we got really good feedback and it grew from that. So, you know, validated over and over again. So that was the second partnership. And I now joined a couple more partnerships myself, trying to help other communities to grow. I can't say who it is just yet, but I'm helping them grow their community because I drew their attention. And then I'm also paid a paid partnership with Yoga and Life. They offer this incredible listing of your profile and promotions, which would actually cost you the same to just put an ad in their magazine. So I was like, yeah, I'll be a partner. And that works very well because you get to write for them. And I love writing. So you'll see more of that in there. So I just gave my material out basically and tried to be of service. So when you try to do that, and when you show up in podcasts, when you really show up with great care and love, then, you know, people will know you, like you, and trust you and spend money with you.
Exactly.
But that's the whole thing. It's a process. And if you don't try, you are not going to know.
No, exactly. I love that. So to round it up then, any kind of last thoughts on what you've got from the Profitable Yoga Teacher and how it's kind of equipped you in your business today?
I gained all the foundations that I needed to move forward with my business. Inside the course, even if you don't have a website, you're already providing us with a website. You provided us, I don't know whether you do that in the new ones, but you provided us with a web building course, and that was incredible. I already had a WordPress.com website, but it doesn't make that much difference if you are on WordPress.org, if you are on the business package, which is what I was. So I could actually fine tune my website, and that looks quite good now. And then I learned stuff there. I learned stuff about MailChimp, and then I almost threw the computer to the wall. So I changed to ActiveCampaign. Sorry, I don't like MailChimp. So I decided to work with my email systems very well. And you taught us how to do that. And you taught us how to look at ads. And if things changed, then we went on a call and we rediscussed that. So I have all the foundations I need from the Profitable Yoga Teacher, plus all the support of the community inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher, because my accountability partner and I are still in touch, myself and Laura, and I still post inside the group if I'm struggling with something. So it's all there. And I can always go back to the course itself because new chapters, we got access to the updates recently. So that was really good. Yeah. That was a really good bonus. I wasn't expecting that, but it was good.
Since you were in the program, so you were in the program, you came in 2019. This last group have had a completely revamped, refreshed content, which of course, because you have lifetime access to the program, you get all of those updates as well. And the key thing is you're still in the Facebook group. So all of the students that have gone through the program stay in the Facebook group. So you get that continued support throughout your business.
And there is a great value in it, because as I said at the beginning, you're really on your own, and accept that you're going to be on your own when you're running your business. And if you accept that, then you can take action, whether that is, if you're struggling technically, hiring a VA, which I did for a little bit, and then I found out how to do it myself. So I can do it now for somebody else if they want to. But what I'm trying to say is that you learn those things, you put those places, and you learn to manage your time effectively and show up effectively. But before you know what effectively means for your business and what your message is, you have to try different things. Because my message, what I have now on my website and what I have in my heart, and it keeps coming up in everything I do, is be of service to my students and have a positive impact in the lives of those I teach. That's my message. But that wasn't there at the beginning of the course until you validate your course over and over again. So you have to put your course out there. It's not quite going to happen. But just you kept, there were two things that got me to enroll in the first place. The thing that you said about imperfect action, and your business is your laboratory. So that gave me free rein to pretty much do what I want with a bit of guidance. Why not? So why not? And I did it. But don't sit on your hands. It doesn't serve anyone. Go and read something like Seth Godin's The Practice or something like that, and realize that your work is valuable to somebody out there. Just do it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Maria. You've been an absolute legend. So just share with everybody here, anyone who's interested in learning chair yoga, where do they need to go?
Well, I have a little live course listed on the 20th and 21st of March. So you can go on to www.yuvayoga.co.uk, and everything is there on the website. And it can be done on the self-paced format because it's been done so many times. The videos are already inside Teachable, and Teachable is an incredible platform. I mean, seriously, if you haven't done a Teachable course yet, I highly recommend, and Kelly's courses are on that. I've tried different platforms, nothing compares to it, sorry. So you have to go and come and have a look and just see how that, just come and have a look, basically, because
we'll link to it. We'll link to it here as well. So.
Absolutely. And if you are still sitting on the fence, I will put a link inside the comments about the webinar that is coming up on Thursday. Of course, part of my funnel, but at least you'll get to know me, you'll get to know the product, and I deliver wonderful mini training on adaptation in chair yoga as well that day.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here, Maria. Thank you for sharing everything with us today. And everybody give Maria some love. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye. Thank you, Maria. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching.